The sun rises gently over the Sea of Galilee. Mist floats above the water, and the waves shimmer with soft gold. Along the shore, Jesus walks with his disciples. Their sandals press into the sand as they move toward the hills. Behind them, more and more people begin to follow, drawn not by fame but by hope. Word of his miracles has spread across the region. From every nearby village, families make their way through the morning light. Mothers carrying children, elders leaning on staffs, friends helping one another climb the slope. Soon, thousands gather on a wide grassy hillside overlooking the water. The scene is alive with anticipation, a living mosaic of faith. Jesus looks out over the crowd. His gaze is full of compassion. He sees their hunger for meaning, for truth, for peace. He turns to Philip and asks,
"Where shall we buy bread for these people to eat?"
8 months' wages would not buy enough bread for each one to have a bite.
Then Andrew steps forward.
"There is a man here who has 5 barley loaves and 2 small fish, but what are they among so many?"
The boy looks up at Jesus, clutching his small basket. It's not much, just a simple meal for one, but he offers it freely. Jesus smiles. The people settle onto the grass, their chatter fading into quiet expectation. The air feels heavy with the unseen presence of God. Jesus takes the loaves in his hands. He looks up toward heaven and gives thanks. The wind stills for a moment. Then he begins to break the bread. Piece after piece, he hands it to the disciples. They start passing it among the people. And as they do, something miraculous happens. The bread never runs out. A woman takes a piece and breaks it for her child. A man passes some to his neighbor. Hands reach out, and each time the basket returns, it's full again. Laughter ripples through the crowd. Children share bites of fish. Families eat together in wonder. The disciples glance at one another, amazed. What they carry seems endless. The hillside becomes a celebration of life and gratitude. The miracle unfolds not in a flash of lightning, but in the quiet, continuous rhythm of giving and receiving. When everyone has eaten their fill, Jesus tells his disciples,
"Gather the pieces that are left over. Let nothing be wasted."
They move through the crowd with their baskets, and by the time they finish, 12 baskets overflow with fragments, more than what they began with. A hush settles. People begin to murmur,
Surely this is the prophet who is to come into the world.
Their eyes are filled with awe and with love. But Jesus, knowing their hearts, senses they wish to make him king. Quietly, he slips away from the crowd, climbing alone into the mountains as the evening sun paints the sky in shades of gold and crimson. There, in solitude, he prays. Later, when he speaks again to the people, he reveals the deeper meaning of what they witnessed.
"Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." But inheriting the earth requires a different kind of strength than the empires of man.
Do not work for food that spoils, but for food that endures to eternal life. He looks at them and says,
"I am the bread of life.
Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never thirst."
The crowd listens in silence. They understand now. The miracle wasn't only about physical bread. It was a sign of something eternal, something divine, the gift of God's love made visible. This moment foreshadows the Eucharist, when Christ would offer himself as the true bread from heaven. The miracle beside the Sea of Galilee becomes a promise that would live forever in the heart of the Church. In every Mass, when the priest lifts the host and says the words of consecration, that same miracle continues. A divine echo of that afternoon when thousands were fed by the hands of Christ. The loaves and fishes remind us that God multiplies whatever we place in his hands. Even our smallest offerings, our time, our kindness, our faith, can become blessings that feed many. It's a message of abundance in a world that often fears scarcity, a call to share, to give, to trust that there will always be enough when love guides our hands.
Thank you. This looks wonderful.
We are so grateful for this meal.
Bless this food and bless this family, and we thank you, O Lord.
As the day fades and the Sea of Galilee glows under the setting sun, we see Jesus walking once more along the shore. His steps are gentle, his expression calm, his mission continuing. The waves lap softly against the rocks, as if whispering the story again and again. That one small act of faith can change everything. The miracle of the loaves and fishes is not only a story from long ago, it is a living truth, one that reminds us that when we give what we have, no matter how small, God transforms it into something infinite. Because in his hands, even 5 loaves and 2 fish can feed the world.